Regulators! Mount up.
Bless up. It's your humble host, Big Truck. Hey, yo, shout out to my girl, Messy Michaelin. We're going to chime in, tap in, see what she's talking about. All right? Grab your shoulder pads and your helmet. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Let's get this work.
All across the world as a result of colonization, white inferiority. But typical, as usual, white people have a habit of stealing our words. So just like woke, and just like thug, and just like ghetto, and just like all of these other words, they just have a habit of not being able to find words themselves. So they take words that we use to describe and explain our experiences, and then they try to steal it to be their own definitions of something that is not the original definition of the word. So I think that Black people should not allow them to again take the word just like they did woke. It has a definition. Like, for example, I have Karen fatigue, right? I do. Genuinely, I cannot stand seeing them crash out in Walmarts and Targets all across America. But somehow, we all have fatigue with the other race, but find your own word. You see how I just made that up? I didn't have to steal something that's within the white community and make it something it's not. So yeah, it's still the original definition for me.
So Pearl's podcast show, if y'all haven't already, go check her out. She is very entertaining, but there's a panel, they having a discussion, and my homegirl Messy Michaelin is covering it, conversation and reviews. Let's get active.
Okay. I go on Miss Pearl.
Thanks for having me, guys. So when I think of Black fatigue, I think that people are kind of sick of Black people's behavior and excuses for the behavior. And I would say some of the behavior this is not all Black people, as I always have to say with these kind of conversations, but I would say these are some of the things that people are fatigued of. Black people committing more crime, a lack of basic decorum, a lack of good faith, at times a lack of work ethic, basic manners, sexual behavior in public, dressing overly provocative, taking advantage of white people's good nature, gaslighting, attitude. I could give stories where personally, this has happened to me at work, in sports, in cities, and in friend groups. Somebody said microaggressions. I don't really know what that means, but I think that's kind of just an excuse for poor behavior. So that's what I would say it is.
Go ahead, Ella. Black fatigue, what does it mean to you?
The original definition. I think that what we're witnessing is the fatigue of just ignorant behavior that all races carry. You know what I'm saying? So I think to just coin it as Black fatigue, like what do we call what white people do? What's the word for that? Would it just be called, hey, we're just tired of ignorance, we're just tired of, or is it white fatigue? Like, to me, Black fatigue is what it really means. But it's just funny to hear white people talk about the side effects of what their people have done to people, and then talk about, hey, I don't know what's wrong with them. Like, our people have been disrespected when we behaved at our best. When you look into history, when people get
one of the things is just behooves me is how quick a large number of Black folk quick to give a Black history speech. Okay, when a large number of white people say some things that hits home or that make sense or calls out certain behavior. Listen, it's like this. I'm going to keep it a dollar with you. One's behavior will be called out.
To us, all the violent atrocities, the red line, those people wasn't sagging their pants. Those people wasn't rapping gangster lyrics. Those people were going to church. They was conservative. Their pants was buckled up. They was going to church and all that. And they was blowing them shits up. So when I hear white people, the most violent, the most aggressive, the most pillaging people to ever walk the face of this planet, actually call out people who are just showing the side effects of years of mental degradation, social degradation.
Oh, so it's a side effect is what he's saying. So the ratchet behavior is a side effect, y'all. Isn't that what he just said? That's what I'm hearing.
No, you're right. And if I'm hearing that correctly, that's a crock of baloney. You cannot give an excuse for your behavior. Come on now. Let's be real about it.
That's what I'm hearing. So if you see the ratchet behavior and the things that are going on, it's a side effect from white supremacy, discrimination, slavery. Y'all already know what the list is, right? Redlining, all that stuff. So you're trying to tell me that when my grandmothers were alive, during probably my great grandmother, definitely during Jim Crow, right? So this is amazing. So you're telling me that they didn't act like that. My aunts and uncles didn't act like that. But now today, everybody gets to act like a fucking fool. And then we want to sit up here and try to say that it's because of those things. Even though they weren't even doing it in the 70s, acting like a fool. Now, I know people will say, oh, we didn't have the internet then. Okay, so we didn't watch the news? I know my family watched the news every night.
My family watched the news. Why is it that a large number of Black folk make an excuse for their behavior? If you acting like a damn wild animal, a fool, that's exactly what it is. Come on now. But again, and then when someone puts belt to ass, you want to give a Black History speech. Man, please.
Walter Cronkite, I don't know who else. I just remember him. Barbara Walters, all those people watch the news faithfully every night. My mother talks about my mother, born in April, and I think Martin Luther King must have got assassinated around her birthday, right? And she remembers it like it was yesterday. Probably like I remember 9/11 is how she remembers the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King. And I understand that there was riots and things that happened at the time, right? But did people start acting wild and then turned around and said, well, it's because of Black fatigue and what happened during slavery and stuff like that? I think it's an excuse. That sounds like an excuse to me. You can hate it all you want to, but child, we have more opportunity today to be successful than they had. And like,
however, a large number of individuals will mess up a good opportunity before it even begins, before it even starts. The moment an individual that behaves this way opens up their mouth, they already did damage to an opportunity. Even when it comes down to dating, a large number of individuals discredit themselves before it even starts. But then you want to say it's Black fatigue. It's okay for us to act this way. Everybody got to accept it. Nobody ain't got to accept shit, to be honest with you. You chose to act a fool, and you don't like the results that you're getting from acting a fool. Number one, there's going to be others that are going to call that out. Number two, a person ain't got to deal with it nor accept that type of behavior. And we seeing that. And a lot of crashing out because of that. Why isn't this person accepting it? Why isn't this person just giving me what I want? Why is this person not allowing me to behave and do what I do? No, it don't work that way. You're going to find yourself by yourself.
Like I said, my grandfather left my great-grandmother 3 houses and probably more. That's just what I know about, because as a child, it wasn't my business to know that type of shit, because there was a time when people's business stayed between them instead of telling the whole fucking world. But I guess that's okay too, right? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to Trent. Child, we are in the afternoon here on the East Coast. He said, you give me Black and white fatigue. Shut up. Of course I do. Of course I do. But I'm just saying, that's what I'm hearing as an excuse. Because while the internet will amplify, the internet will amplify the antics and everything. If we don't do the antics, then it can't be emphasized.
Not only that, but the way the internet is now, individuals that have not been getting that much of attention and traction because of the internet now, they're getting much attention and traction. So therefore, that's going to cause an individual to do more to get attention, to get that validation. You see? You know, if a woman makes a video twerking and dancing half naked, of course that's going to get a lot of attention and a lot of traction. If a woman makes a video throwing flame on men, especially Black men, of course that's going to get attention and traction. You see? And it's sad to say that, to me, it's like a humiliation ritual. You're doing a ritual for everybody else to see, for attention. You go on there, you talk about all your personal business. Your personal business is supposed to be personal. But no, you put it all on the internet for everybody and their mama to hear, just to get attention.
But anything for money, clicks, likes, and views, in my opinion.
Economic chicanery.
I
And
think I
you,
gotta
know,
go
you talk. I know you get triggered. It's gonna be a long night. Get
No,
ready.
I'm not triggered. I
You
thought
know,
we
get
could go back
ready.
and forth.
Get
I'm
your-
not.
nobody interrupt you. Get your seatbelt ready. It's gonna be a long night.
Overreaction. Talking
Yeah, no one look at you. This see, like you can't even help it. You can't even help it. We ain't even get started yet. So you ain't never. Just get your popcorn ready, baby. But like I was saying, right? Because we got literature. We ain't gonna just talk from just our thoughts. I hope you got
Child, Amira look like she about to go to sleep.
some literature on your side, Miss Pearl. Excuse me, Pearl. I hope you got some literature because I'm not gonna just speak from my thoughts, my opinions. I'm gonna quote from literature. So what I'm saying is, I'm tired of ignorance of all races. But to hear white people go out their way to co-sign this, when most of black people's issues, whether it be the drug issue, whether it be their issues with relationships, whether it be their issues with economics, whether it be the hijacking of their arts and the hijacking of putting negative images as far as music, we don't control media. We don't control the major networks. So for anything black people to do that,
We don't control media. We don't control major networks.
But yet you play a part in it when you do what you do. Okay? You play a part in it when you do what you do and you say what you say. Okay.
All right, skinny boy, I see you. I'll slow it down. We don't control that, right? Okay, we don't. So why aren't we working on getting something together? Oh yeah, you know what we got? Zeus Network. We got the Zeus Network, child. Is that created out of white supremacy, discrimination, and all the rest of it? What about no shade, but Tyler Perry? Because 1 minute y'all love him, not y'all, you know what I'm saying. 1 minute y'all love him, 1 minute you hate him. 1 minute he can't stand black women, you don't like the portrayal. The next minute it's wonderful. He's wonderful. Which one is it? Oh, he allegedly going after that white man. Ain't nobody got nothing to say. Let some black man decide that he want to go to Thailand. Oh my God. And it's not just about black women with this. This is everybody, but I'm just pointing out some things. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm.
I know what you're pointing out, sister, but we got to call that thing out. This is what we see. Large number of individuals are hypocrites, backstabbers, crumb snatchers, thinking they the best dancers, eating up all the chicken and watermelon, got an answer for everything, got a word for everybody. But as soon as you have a word for them, they get mad. Feeling entitled, thinking the sun rises and sets off their ass. Well, it doesn't.
Dallas says, do people still pray the lack of God is missing or something? I don't disagree with you, but everybody wants to be traumatized by that as well and say all these preachers and what they doing. And I'm not disagreeing that there are some issues, but please miss me with most of them are. Would I go to Jamal Bryant's church? Absolutely not. Would I go to the Cousin Pastor's church? Absolutely not. Would I go to Joel Osteen's church? Absolutely not. But my pastor, I believe in him. I believe in his word, and I believe the things that he says, and I like the way that he preaches to us. When I was a child with my grandmothers, we went to church every single Sunday. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. None. You say your grace before you eat. You say please and thank you, manners and shit like that. These motherfuckers, you will not have a child call me by my first name. There's people.
It was the respect. We had service every Saturday, every Shabbat Saturday. We did things differently. Okay. My parents raised us. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir. Called you by your last name. Mr. Such and such. Mrs. Such and such. If a person is doing something, we address it.
Allow that shit. It's called respect. You're not going to call me by my first name. I'm sorry. Do you pay bills? You will not call me by my first name. Other people like it. Y'all like it. We love it. You won't do it with me. Just like with rules in this house. When my grandkids come over, you already know you don't touch the walls. They don't get no pass just because they're kids. They don't get no pass just because they're my grandkids. You gonna follow the fucking rules.
You come into my household, you take off your shoes. Before you come to my house, you leave your attitude and your energy and all that stuff outside my door. Because what I do is I keep love and peace in my household. And I'm not going to let anyone disrupt that peace, disrupt that love, disrupt that spirit, that calm spirit that I keep in my home. Why do I have a peaceful, calm, loving spirit? Because I'm a man that prays. I'm a man that worships. I'm a humble man. See, that's what kings and queens do. When you come from that and you speak on that and you live on that, a person has no choice but to respect that.
That's what the fucking problem is that don't nobody want to follow no fucking rules. And everybody think that they can just do whatever the fuck it is that they want. That's her damn body. That's the fucking problem, in my opinion. But y'all said Revolt TV. Wasn't that Diddy thing? I don't know what they do besides have interviews, so I don't know. Tubi is another one. I don't know that it's black owned, but if y'all say that it is, then it is. But everybody always typically complains that it's ghetto and horrible, blah, 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 blah.
With those networks, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, let's talk about positive things if you're going to have networks like that. Let's have adult conversations like Black men and women's mental health, fitness within the Black community. Okay? Motivational speeches, motivational conversations within the Black community. If you want to talk about something, let's talk about that. Giving good relationship advice and marital advice. Let's talk about getting out there in the community, doing something for the kids, because the children are our future. Let's have those type of adult conversations and do something positive within the community of which you live in. Let's talk about the homelessness that's going on from state to state. Let's talk about having programs where Black men and women can learn a trade. Yeah, degrees. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, degree. But learn a trade. Because your degree will only take you so far. But your trade will go a long way. See, these are the things that should be talked about, and programs that should be formed between Black men and women. But see, that's too much. Y'all like the division and shit. Y'all like this stuff here. Y'all don't want to talk about nothing positive. But you are quick to highlight the negatives.
I don't know nothing about Tubi, so I'm going to just have to go with what y'all are saying. I'm just saying. Kofa said, I usually agree with ill, but not on this one. I'm tired of the same excuses. White people did all of that. We chose to continue it. Exactly. And again, right here, going into 2026, this is the excuse that we're going to continue to use. All right. Y'all use it. Y'all can use it. And try to act like, and then you want the what is it? You want the stuff, I'm gonna just call it the stuff, and then turn around and say that it's all Donald Trump's fault and he's a racist and he's keeping us from this, he's keeping us from that. As long as he was given shit back in the day, everything was fine. Y'all was all good in the hood. Turn to Republican, and now all of a sudden everything is racism, which maybe it is, child. I don't know. But it's like, are we going to continue to just say that that's the reason why we act like fucking fools, while we show ourselves acting like fucking fools, not following any rules, and then embarrassing the ancestors? I don't know if I said this to y'all.
Not just embarrassing our ancestors, but you are embarrassing yourself by your behavior. Where do we begin? In the dating market is a huge embarrassment. To see a large number of women, especially Black women, embarrass their damn self on the internet. Embarrass themselves when it comes to dating standards. But wonder why a large number of men and good women bash y'all. Life of delusion. Accountability. It's an embarrassment. Y'all embarrass yourself. Some of you Black men, especially, embarrass yourself. I swore for load. Then you talk about the entertainment industry. Well, we already know how that go. That's another embarrassment. So again, when an individual talks about I get what I want or feeling entitled, no the fuck you don't. Sit down. Stop embarrassing yourself. You're making yourself look bad. And then you wonder why nobody wants you. Now, I don't just go for a large number of women. I go for a large number of men too. You wonder why nobody wants you. You wonder why folk want to take advantage of you. Well, look at how you're behaving. Look at what you're putting out. Look at what you're saying. Look at the clothes that you're wearing at the time that you're saying what you're saying.
Y'all, every pro-black should be pissed the entire fuck off every time a woman says that being a wife is slavery, given how much people talk about how bad slavery was, and it was. I'm not saying that it's not. How horrible it was, everything that happened with it. But you allow these bitches to sit up here and equate being a wife to slavery, and y'all don't even gatekeep that shit where you can. And then you allow these fucking blogs to go and say what they want to, but then you think you're going to control somebody over here on fucking YouTube? Child, please, y'all can miss me with that bullshit, and he sound crazy.
We do negatively to be broadcasted to the world has to be funded, co-signed, and endorsed by a European. So to hear these same people talk about the things they've done to these people, and then they have the nerve to show the side effects of that, say, hey, I don't know what they're talking about, just shows you what we're dealing with. So black fatigue is no such thing as black fatigue. It's just the fatigue of just ignorance of American culture, and it's eroding black people because we've been attached to most of these atrocities the most. So excuse us for the fact that we don't want to talk to you like we used to. We don't want to be as gracious as we used to, because when our parents was and our grandparents was going to church and saying, yes, master, yes, Paul, yeah, you would blow their heads off. There was a story.
So going to church was saying, yes, master, yes, master. In the churches that you was going to, not in the churches that still stands. The church that I went to or was taken to by my grandmother's stands to this day. And there ain't no mega church. It's a community church, even though it's now basically overrun by white people. Those same people and their children, they still come there. You be talking about community. Y'all ain't interested in no fucking community. You can't tell me you are.
No, they're not. They're not interested in no community. They're more interested in being selfish, rude, obnoxious, users. It shows. The actions show. The behavior shows. Look at the way black people treat each other. But we're going to call that thing out and talk about it.
Go ahead. Listen to him.
Of a man, and I'm going to shut up. There's a story of a man. I forgot his name, but there was a story. There was I could tell you about what happened in my job today. But there was a story of a man. I think his name was Booker. I forgot his last name. This was in the 50s, not that long ago. So let's not act like history don't matter, because we celebrate 4th of July every year. We celebrate past the Civil War and Fort Squad 7 years ago, Ulysses Grant, all these old forefathers, we acknowledge them every year. So the history means a whole lot to this country. He worked at a restaurant.
As far as the history is concerned, black history is concerned, we should be teaching each other. Do we do that, Bueller? Do we as parents teach our children about black history instead of thinking that your school that you freely say is run by white people enough of the time? And then say that they don't teach enough of what they do teach about, and then they are downplaying slavery. So then do y'all pick up the gap? Do y'all fill in the blanks for the kids? I'm assuming with all of the things that we see on the news that I'm thinking that no, you don't. Because my mother did that. She definitely was saying, you're going to learn about real black history because what they teaching you is not accurate. It's not enough. I was forced, and I say forced because I was very young, to sit and watch Roots when it came out in the 70s. And I know people will say that it's not an accurate depiction. It doesn't matter. These are the things that I was told and taught by my family. So when we're sitting over here talking about what other people aren't doing, if we know it so much, especially all these people that are taking these, we ain't doing what we need to do. We're not doing our part. And then your dumbass kids who know how to get on this computer, who know how to turn on this camera, who know how to get on TikTok and do all that, but can't even go cite a source, find a source other than fucking TikTok. But yeah, slavery's the problem, right? So we can't teach our children anything. We can't teach each other anything. Libraries do still exist. Shout out to the Dewey Decimal System. Libraries do still exist. You still can go carry your ass on over there, and you can actually get a whole ass real book and read.
Not only that, as I close, as parents, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's clear that a large number of parents have lost control of their children because look at the way their children are behaving.